Ladies, listen up. When a man is in love, really in love, he can't help but let it slip through his words. Now, I'm not talking about sweet talking or those smooth lines that get tossed around like candy on Valentine's Day. No, no. I'm talking about the things he says that prove he's serious about you. See, men, we're not always the best at expressing our emotions. We don't sit around with our friends talking about how we feel. That's not how we're wired. But when a man is deeply in love, his words will tell you everything you need to know. And if you hear these 7 things, girl, you got yourself a man who truly loves you. Love is one of the most profound and powerful emotions a person can experience. But here's the truth. Love isn't just about how you feel, it's about how you show it. When a man truly loves, he expresses that love not only through what he says, but also through what he does. Words alone can be empty if they are not backed up by genuine actions. On the other hand, actions without words can sometimes leave doubt and uncertainty. A man who deeply loves will naturally balance both. His words will be meaningful, and his actions will reinforce those words. Words have power. They can heal, encourage, uplift, and strengthen a relationship. When a man is in love, he will say things that reflect his deep feelings and commitment. These words go beyond simple compliments or casual conversations. They carry weight, sincerity, and intention. Some men may struggle to verbalize their emotions, but when a man is truly in love, he will find a way to communicate how much you mean to him. He may say things like, "I appreciate you," "I am grateful for you," or simply, "I love you." These words, when spoken consistently and sincerely, provide reassurance and emotional security. He affirms and encourages you. Love isn't just about expressing attraction or admiration. It's also about lifting each other up. A loving man will affirm your dreams, acknowledge your efforts, and encourage you when you face challenges. He will say things like, "I believe in you," "You've got this," or "I'm so proud of you." His words will serve as a reminder that you have someone in your corner, cheering you on. A man who truly loves you won't just tell you what you want to hear. He will tell you what you need to hear with kindness and honesty. He will be willing to have deep, meaningful conversations even when they are difficult. He won't leave you guessing about where you stand in his life. Instead, he will say things like, "Let's talk about this," or "I want us to figure this out together," showing his commitment to open communication and emotional intimacy. A man's ability to say, "I'm sorry," is a strong indicator of his love and maturity. It takes humility to admit mistakes, and when a man is deeply in love, he won't let his pride get in the way of making things right. He understands that love isn't about winning arguments. It's about maintaining a strong, healthy connection. When he says, "I was wrong," or "I didn't mean to hurt you," and follows it up with corrective actions, it shows his love is genuine. When a man is serious about you, his words will reflect long-term thinking. He will include you in his future plans, whether it's something as small as a vacation next year or as big as starting a family together. He might say things like, "I can't wait to grow old with you," or "Where should we live in the future?" These words indicate that he sees you as a permanent part of his life. While words are important, they become meaningless if they are not supported by action. Love isn't just about saying the right things. It's about doing the right things consistently. A man who truly loves you will back up his words with tangible actions that prove his devotion. Love is about being present, both physically and emotionally. A man who truly loves you will make time for you no matter how busy he is. He will prioritize spending time with you and make an effort to be there when you need him. Whether it's showing up to support you at an important event or simply being there for a late night conversation when you're feeling down, his actions will prove that you are important to him. Protection doesn't always mean physical defense. It can also mean emotional and mental security. A loving man will stand by your side, defend you when necessary, and make sure you feel safe. He will also strive to provide in ways that matter, whether that means offering emotional support, sharing responsibilities, or contributing to your happiness and well-being. A man who deeply loves you will notice the small details that make you happy. Maybe he remembers how you like your coffee, the way you get excited about your favorite book series, or that you've had a stressful week and need a break. His actions will show that he's paying attention, whether it's surprising you with something you love or simply doing something to make your day a little easier. Love isn't about control, it's about mutual respect. A loving man will respect your personal space, your goals, and your values. He won't pressure you into anything you're uncomfortable with, and he will always consider your feelings in his decisions. He will show respect not just through words, but through actions, such as listening when you speak, honoring your choices, and treating you with kindness. One of the biggest signs of real love is consistency. A man who truly loves you won't shower you with affection one day and disappear the next. His words and actions will be steady over time. He won't make promises he can't keep, and he won't play games with your emotions. Instead, he will continually show through his actions that he is reliable, trustworthy, and deeply invested in your relationship. Love often requires sacrifice, and a man who loves you will be willing to make them. This doesn't mean he has to give up everything for you, but he will make compromises for the sake of your happiness and the relationship. Whether it's adjusting his schedule to spend more time with you, supporting your career goals, even if it means making changes in his own life, or simply putting your needs before his own from time to time, his willingness to sacrifice shows that he values you deeply. Love isn't just about the good times. It's about standing by each other when things get tough. A man who truly loves you won't walk away at the first sign of difficulty. He will stay, work through challenges, and do what it takes to keep the relationship strong. He won't just be there when things are easy and fun. He'll be there when life gets messy, when you're struggling, and when you need him most. When a man truly loves, his words will be sincere and his actions will consistently prove his devotion. Love isn't just about saying I love you. It's about showing it in a way that leaves no doubt. Love is a universal emotion, but the way it is expressed varies greatly from person to person. Men, in particular, often express love in ways that might not be immediately recognized or understood. While many women are naturally expressive and verbal about their feelings, men tend to show love through actions, behaviors, and subtle gestures rather than words alone. This difference in expression can sometimes lead to misunderstandings. But once you recognize the ways men communicate their love, it becomes clear that their actions often speak louder than their words. Men and women are wired differently when it comes to expressing emotions. Society often teaches men to be strong, independent, and less emotionally vulnerable, which can make verbal declarations of love less common. However, that doesn't mean men don't feel deeply. Instead of grand romantic speeches, they may show their love through protection, support, problem solving, or even physical presence. Many men believe that love should be demonstrated rather than spoken. While they may not always say, "I love you" frequently, their actions often convey those three words in powerful ways. The key is to recognize these behaviors and understand that their expressions of love are just as valid, even if they don't come in the form of flowery words or dramatic gestures. One of the most instinctive ways a man expresses love is through protection. This doesn't always mean physical defense like fighting off danger. Instead, it can be as simple as ensuring your safety, checking in on you when you're out late, or making sure you get home safely. Men naturally want to take care of the people they love. If a man loves you, he will be aware of your well-being and will take steps to make sure you are safe, comfortable, and protected. Whether it's walking on the outer side of the sidewalk to shield you from traffic or offering to pick you up when it's late at night, these small but significant actions are ways he expresses his care and devotion. Men often show their love by doing things rather than saying things. Acts of service, whether it's fixing something around the house, taking care of responsibilities to make your life easier, or running errands for you, are a common way men express their emotions. For many men, love is about action. Instead of repeatedly saying, "I love you," they might express it by filling your gas tank, carrying heavy groceries, or ensuring that something you need is taken care of. These gestures might seem small, but they are powerful indicators of deep affection. If a man is consistently making an effort to help you in practical ways, that's his way of saying, "I love you," without actually saying the words. Men are natural problem solvers, and when they care about someone, they want to fix things for them. If you bring up a problem, a man who loves you may immediately start thinking of solutions rather than just offering emotional support. This can sometimes cause misunderstandings because while many women might just want to vent or share their feelings, men tend to respond by trying to find ways to make things better. While this approach can sometimes feel frustrating if you're looking for empathy rather than answers, it's important to recognize that his desire to solve your problems comes from a place of love. He wants to help, and his way of showing love is by trying to remove obstacles from your life. While women may express love through verbal communication, men often express it through physical touch. This doesn't always mean grand romantic gestures. Sometimes it's as simple as holding your hand, putting his arm around you, or giving you a reassuring touch on the back. Physical affection is a major way many men connect emotionally. Even if they don't frequently say, "I love you," they may express it through physical closeness. A man who loves you may naturally gravitate toward touching you in small but meaningful ways, resting his hand on your knee, hugging you from behind, or pulling you closer when you're sitting together. These small acts of intimacy speak volumes about his feelings. One of the most powerful ways men express love is simply by being there. A man who truly loves you will make time for you, prioritize you, and show up consistently. He may not always say how much he cares, but he will prove it by being reliable and present when you need him. Men value loyalty and consistency, and when a man loves someone, he makes sure they can count on him. Whether it's standing by your side during tough times, being there for important moments in your life, or just showing up when he says he will, his presence is a strong expression of his love. When a man deeply loves you, he wants to bring you into his world. He will introduce you to his close friends, invite you to family gatherings, and involve you in his interests. This is his way of making you a permanent part of his life. Men are often private about their personal lives. So if he's opening up to you, sharing his thoughts, and allowing you to be part of his daily routine, it's a significant sign of love. He may not always verbalize his emotions, but by including you in his life, he is showing that you matter to him. While many men struggle with verbal expressions of love, that doesn't mean they never say it. However, when they do express their emotions through words, it often comes in subtle ways. Instead of dramatic declarations, their love might be expressed through simple but meaningful statements like, "Text me when you get home. I care about your safety. Did you eat today? I want to make sure you're taking care of yourself. I was thinking about you today. You are on my mind even when we're apart. I respect your opinion. I value you and your thoughts." Men might not always say "I love you" frequently, but they will express it in ways that align with their personality and emotional comfort level. The key is to listen between the lines and recognize the deeper meaning behind their words. Understanding that men express love differently can make relationships stronger and more fulfilling. By recognizing these unique expressions of affection, it becomes easier to appreciate the ways in which a man communicates his deep feelings. While love may not always come in the form of spoken words, it is often found in the small, consistent actions that reveal true devotion. Love is not just about grand gestures or passionate moments. It is about what happens every single day. Consistency is the foundation of a healthy relationship. It's easy to say the right things once in a while, or to make an effort when things are going well, but true love is demonstrated through steady, reliable actions over time. A man who is deeply in love will not just show his affection on special occasions, he will make it clear through his consistency in words, actions, and effort. Consistency builds trust. When a man's actions align with his words, it creates a sense of security in a relationship. Love is not about making big promises, it's about following through on the small things day in and day out. A man who truly loves you will be dependable, reliable, and emotionally present. His consistency will prove his commitment without the need for constant reassurance. Many relationships start strong with excitement and passion, but over time, the initial spark fades. This is where consistency becomes important. Love is not just about how someone treats you at the beginning of a relationship, but how they continue to treat you over time. A man who deeply loves you will show that love consistently, not just when it's convenient for him. A man who truly loves you will communicate with you regularly and meaningfully. He won't disappear for days and then suddenly come back when it suits him. Instead, he will make an effort to stay connected. He will check in with you even on busy days, just to let you know he's thinking about you. He will respond to your messages and calls in a timely manner, not leaving you wondering where you stand. He will engage in meaningful conversations, not just small talk. Consistent communication shows that he values you and wants you to be part of his life. It's not about how long the conversations are or how often they happen. It's about knowing that he makes an effort to talk to you, whether through a text, a call, or a simple "How was your day?" Words can be powerful, but they mean nothing if they are not backed up by actions. A man who deeply loves you will prove it through what he does, not just what he says. If he says he'll do something, he follows through. If he promises to pick you up, be there for an important event, or help with something, he does it without excuses. He shows up for you, not just when it's easy, but also when it's inconvenient. Whether you need emotional support or help with something practical, he is there. His affection is steady. He doesn't shower you with attention one day and then ignore you the next. Instead, his love is constant, whether through small gestures like holding your hand or making time for quality moments together. Love requires effort, and a man who truly loves you will put in that effort consistently. He won't wait until there's a problem to start trying. Instead, he will nurture the relationship daily. He doesn't take you for granted. Even after months or years together, he still makes an effort to make you feel special. He continues to date you even after the relationship is established. Whether it's planning small surprises, taking you out, or making time for shared activities, he prioritizes keeping the connection alive. He listens to you and makes adjustments. If you express a concern or a need, he works to improve rather than brushing it off. Consistency and effort is what separates a lasting love from a temporary infatuation. A man who deeply loves you doesn't just try hard at the beginning. He keeps trying, always. A loving relationship requires emotional presence, not just physical presence. A man who truly loves you will be emotionally available and consistent in his support. He listens when you talk, not just nodding along, but genuinely paying attention and engaging in conversations. He supports you during difficult times, not just when things are fun and easy. He doesn't withdraw or become distant when conflicts arise. Instead, he works through issues with you in a mature and understanding way. When a man is emotionally consistent, he creates a safe space where you feel valued and heard. He doesn't shut down or disappear when things get tough. He stays engaged and committed to working things out. Respect is one of the most important aspects of any relationship, and it should never be something that comes and goes. A man who truly loves you will consistently treat you with kindness, even when he is upset or frustrated. He doesn't resort to hurtful words or actions during arguments. Even in disagreements, he maintains a level of respect. He values your opinions and considers your feelings when making decisions. He remains patient and understanding, rather than being unpredictable or reactive. Love is not just about how someone treats you when they are happy, it's about how they treat you at all times. A man who truly loves you will never be kind and loving one day and then cold and dismissive the next. His respect and care for you remain constant. A man who deeply loves you won't leave you guessing about where you stand in his life. His consistency will be reflected in how he includes you in his future. He makes plans with you, whether it's for next weekend or years down the line. He talks about the future in a way that includes you, showing that he sees you as a permanent part of his life. He is dependable, meaning that if he says he wants a future with you, his actions align with that statement. Men who are not serious often send mixed signals, showing interest one moment and pulling away the next. A man who is deeply in love remains steady in his commitment, making it clear that he sees a long-term future with you. Love isn't just about the big moments. It's about the daily expressions of care and appreciation. A man who truly loves you will consistently show affection in ways that matter. He compliments you, not just on how you look, but on who you are as a person. He expresses gratitude, letting you know he appreciates you. He remains affectionate over time, whether through hugs, kisses, holding hands, or simply looking at you with admiration. His love isn't something that fades with time. It remains steady, showing that his feelings for you are real and lasting. When a man is consistent in his love, he creates a foundation of trust and security. It's not about being perfect, but about showing up, making an effort, and proving through actions that his love is unwavering. Words are powerful. They can uplift, inspire, and reassure, but they can also be misleading if they are not backed by sincerity. A man who deeply loves you does not just say things to impress you. His words carry weight because they come from a place of true commitment. When a man is serious about you, his words are not just empty promises or sweet talk meant to keep you around. Instead, they reflect his true intentions, his investment in the relationship, and his willingness to stand by you through all circumstances. Many people can say, "I love you," but not everyone truly means it. A man's words are only as valuable as the actions that follow them. Love is not just about what is said in the heat of the moment. It is about consistency, reliability, and proving through both words and actions that he is committed for the long run. A man who genuinely loves you does not just say things to make you happy in the moment. He understands that his words should match his behavior, and he takes care to ensure that what he says is reflected in what he does. If he tells you he values you, he shows it by making time for you, listening to you, and respecting your feelings. If he says he will do something, he follows through instead of making excuses. If he calls you important, he prioritizes you in his life instead of treating you as an afterthought. When a man's words align with his actions, it shows that he is serious about his love and commitment. He does not just talk about how much he cares, he proves it every single day. A man who is committed to you does not use words carelessly. He understands that what he says carries meaning, and he does not throw around phrases like "I love you" or "you mean everything to me" without truly meaning them. He does not make promises he cannot keep because he knows that trust is built through honesty. He chooses his words carefully, ensuring that what he says adds value to the relationship rather than causing unnecessary doubts or confusion. He does not say things just for the sake of avoiding conflict or making you feel better in the moment. His words reflect his true feelings and long-term intention. When a man speaks with intention, you can trust that what he says is genuine. He does not play games with words or use them as a tool to manipulate emotions. Instead, he speaks from a place of honesty and sincerity. Men are often taught to suppress their emotions, but a man who is truly committed to you will make the effort to communicate his feelings. He understands that expressing love is not just about saying the right things. It is about being open and vulnerable. He tells you how he feels not just during romantic moments, but in everyday conversations. He shares his thoughts, dreams, and fears with you, allowing you to see the deeper parts of who he is. He does not shy away from difficult conversations, knowing that true love requires honest and open communication. When a man is committed, he does not hide his emotions or make you guess what he is thinking. He values the relationship enough to be transparent about his feelings. A man who is serious about you does not change his tune depending on the situation. His words remain steady. Whether things are going well or facing challenges, he does not shower you with affectionate words one day and then become distant the next. He does not say things in the heat of passion that he later takes back or contradicts. He remains steady in his communication, ensuring that you always know where you stand with him. Love is not just about saying the right things in the beginning. It is about maintaining that same energy and commitment throughout the relationship. When a man's words remain consistent over time, it shows that he is not just interested in temporary affection, but in a lasting connection. A man who truly loves you understands the power of his words in shaping your confidence and emotional well-being. He does not use words to tear you down, criticize you unnecessarily, or make you feel small. Instead, he uses them to uplift, encourage, and reassure you. He compliments you genuinely, not just on your appearance, but on your character, intelligence, and strength. He encourages you to pursue your dreams and reminds you of your worth. He expresses gratitude for the things you do, making sure you know that you are appreciated. When a man is committed to you, he wants to see you happy and confident. His words reflect his desire to support and empower you, not just to keep you around, but because he truly values and admires you. A committed man does not just say what you want to hear, he tells you the truth, even when it's difficult. He values honesty because he knows that a strong relationship is built on trust. He does not hide things from you or tell half-truths just to avoid conflict. He communicates openly about issues in the relationship rather than sweeping problems under the rug. He is clear about his feelings, ensuring that you never have to wonder where you stand with him. A man who truly loves you does not deceive or mislead you. He respects you enough to be upfront, even when the truth is not easy to hear. A man's words reveal his level of commitment, especially when it comes to discussing the future. If he is serious about you, he will not shy away from conversations about long-term plans. He speaks about we instead of just I, showing that he sees you as part of his future. He makes plans that include you, whether it's a vacation next year or bigger life goals. He reassures you through his words that he is in this for the long haul. A man who is not serious will avoid these conversations or keep things vague. But a man who is truly committed will have no problem making it clear that he envisions a future with you. A man who deeply loves you does not just say what you want to hear, he takes responsibility for his words and actions. When he makes a mistake, he acknowledges it instead of making excuses. He apologizes sincerely without shifting blame or making you feel guilty. He works to improve, ensuring that his words of apology are followed by real change. He understands that love is about growth and is willing to learn from his mistakes. A man's commitment is not just shown through the good times, but through how he handles challenges. A man who genuinely loves you will use his words to heal, not to hurt. When a man is truly committed, his words are not just romantic lines or temporary reassurances. They are a reflection of his love, his loyalty, and his dedication to building a future with you. A man's love is proven through the sincerity of his words and the consistency of his commitment. When his words align with his actions, express vulnerability, and build trust, they hold real meaning. True love is not just spoken, it is demonstrated daily through honesty, reliability, and unwavering emotional presence.